Oops. All right, all right, all right. This is the Positive Forces Show, always giving you more, sending you positive vibes.
To change your life.
I'm your host, Kimone Hall.
And I'm your co-host, Yola. Yoli.
Hey.
that you like so that they can make themselves compatible for you. So this is a really good and interesting topic that we have for today.
Okay. All right.
Identifying how you're compatible, right?
Yeah.
Good.
All right. Good. I think you can see us now. You saw me doing a little behind the scenes thing just now, and that's fine. Give me a thumbs up if you can definitely see us now, and if everything is going well. All right. So I want to say greetings to all our friends that are logged on. And if you have we're going to do a quick ad. If you have any construction needs, call J&P Construction at 678-927-6945. Again, 678-927-6945. Ask for Junior, let them know that you heard about them from the Positive Forces show, and make sure you get your 10% discount. All right. Do that. For all your lawn care needs, you have to call Reggie at LMM Landscaping. That's 404-246-9582. 404-246-9582. Again, let them know you heard about them from the Positive Forces show. Thank you. All right. So if you want to give us a call, it's 404-916-5138. Again, 404-916-5138. If you would like to call in and let us know what you feel about compatibility in relationships, or hey, how is your relationship going? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna finish strong with our relationships, or do we not? We don't want to finish.
No.
We don't want to finish.
No, we're not going to finish.
All right, so the finishing strong doesn't apply to this. All right, so compatibility is to exist harmoniously, right? Or I was just playing. Continually
I know.
Together with your partner. You want to be able to coexist and just be, together in a bond. And there's like some major things, characteristics that are needed for you to be able to do that. All right. And one of them we know is having good communication skills. Right. So if you want to be compatible, you have to have good communication skills with your partner. Now, the way I communicate and the way you communicate might just be different. But if you're compatible with your partner, your communication skills are pretty much on the same level. And I mean, you're learning from each other, yes, but you are able to come together mutually and decide on things, talk about feelings, talk about the things you like, the things you don't like, right? So that's the first one, communication.
Yeah, I think that the ability for the two people in the relationship, I guess, to have the same communication level or the same way of communicating is helpful.
Mhm.
I think that makes you compatible. And if you're not, I guess, at a minimum, being able to give each other grace in your compatibility or way that you communicate with one another. Like if one of you doesn't like to talk right away, the other person is somebody that can like give you your space if you need to. So that, in essence, I think is also a communication compatibility. Not only is it good that you both communicate the same way, I think that is definitely compatible,
Yeah.
But also if you don't really communicate the same way, that you have the ability to understand how the other person communicates and can give each other grace in whatever that is. And that can also make you compatible with each other as far as communication is concerned.
Give each other grace. Yeah. What if somebody says, well, if I have to give you grace, we're not compatible?
Then accept it and move on.
You would just give up just like that and be like, it's done.
Yeah.
Don't waste the time.
No.
Because so many people are in their relationships for 5-10 years and they're not compatible.
Yes.
They might have had chemistry at the beginning.
Yes,
and always do, right? And then, it fades away.
Yes.
And now we're just coexisting. like roommates or just coexisting together. And not just being able to say, you know what, this is not working. And I think that honesty is the second one that we need to talk about.
Mhm.
That being honest and transparent is very important in a relationship, because that's how you get to grow. If you're not honest and transparent, you're not gonna grow. You're gonna be living a facade and building something that's not true. And then eventually it will crumble, because you've built that foundation on lies. You've built the foundation on something that was fictitious and it wasn't truly you. And eventually it's like, with anything, you keep mounding, and you keep trying to compromise. You're gonna combust one day, and then it's just gonna be like, wait a minute, what happened? We've been building all this time, but we've been building a lie. So it's just better to be honest about who you are, what you want, what you expect, and just be honest in the relationship.
Yeah, as far as where compatibility is, wouldn't that be crazy if two people that were unhonest were actually compatible because they were both unhonest?
Wow.
If you both make up, stories of each other,
Oh my God.
does that mean that you're not compatible?
Oh my
Because you both
God.
are honest? I don't know.
Oh my God.
But honesty is definitely important. I'll give you
That's
that
crazy.
much.
Oh
And
my
if
God.
you're somebody that thrives on being honest, then in everything, not just who you are, but just in your way of life, and and when you're choosing between the red and the blue pill, honesty of how you really feel, honesty on your values. Yeah, I think that would make it compatible if both of you can be honest. And now I wish somebody would call in and say, hey, well, I'm with somebody who's not honest, and I'm also not honest, and we are great.
Oh my God. Wow. See, and I wonder at that
I
point.
wonder if that exists. I really do.
I wonder at that point though, it's like gonna be okay. So we've definitely built a lie. Like, isn't that you're building a lie?
Hmm.
But then it's an okay lie, because that's what we wanted.
Right.
Is that a mental health thing? I think that's kind of crazy. 404-916-5138. We want to know that. I want to know that. That'd be great. Somebody can call in and say that. But who's gonna really confess that they're doing that? Nobody ever.
Because then, oh yeah, because that would like go against your character,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But listen, it doesn't matter. I'm being honest. Honestly lying.
Right.
Right. All right. So we want to be able to communicate effectively. We want to be honest and transparent. You got to make sure that your partner have the same values, same mindset, similar lifestyle choices, and making sure that you're going on the same path, the same journey. It would be a fictitious life if we act as if we're going in the same pathway, and we're literally not. We want the same things in life. I think so. Guys, don't waste the time. Don't waste the time. So many people regret 10 years of their lives spending time with people that they don't even want to look back at the memories. You go somewhere and you're just like, oh, I don't even want to go there because of whatever, who I was there with, right? And it's like memories are wasted or lost. I truly hate that. Even though every relationship you go through, it's a learning curve, it's a learning process, and you're learning as you go. But if just and many people will stay in a relationship just so that they're not single. So if you just want to stay in a relationship because you're not single, you can't, you feel like, I don't want to be alone, I feel lonely, check yourself and be honest with yourself, and make sure you're honest with that person too, to let them know that, this is not something that I think we can strive in, but, I like hanging out with you, I like being with you, but I don't know if we're going in the same path. And then that's a conversation that will be had. And if that person feels the same way, then, If you have to go your separate ways, you go your separate ways, and be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
I agree with what you said.
Yeah.
I think that there's really no wasted memories. I think it's more wasting time because you don't get it back. You know, memories kind of shape us, good and bad memories. But time is what you don't get back. So, as far as compatibility, make sure you're compatible, and if there are certain things that you're not on, you can talk about it and see if you can be on the same page. But it's time that's lost. And for people that are afraid to say, I don't think that we're compatible because we don't agree on A, B, or C, and just kind of stay in it in hopes that maybe you or the other person will see your way, is really a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time.
So you don't think there's such a thing as wasted memories?
No.
Is it? Maybe it's not the. Is it wasted unnecessary memories? Like
No.
there's some memories I know that it's not something. Yes, we grow from it. We learn from it.
Yeah, exactly.
We
So it's
develop
never
from it.
wasted.
So it's never wasted.
Yeah, it's never wasted. It's never something that you should regret. If it's something that has caused you guilt or shame or pain, then take some time to go through it and see what you're supposed to learn from it. Because all of it is a learning experience. Our entire life is a learning experience.
Yeah.
So that you don't do the same thing you did before. You don't make the same mistakes before, or you take the parts that were good and keep those and take that to the next experience or journey. It wasn't a bad thing. It was something that you could probably use, that you can learn from. So yeah, I don't think there's wasted memory. No, I think that some of us, because we're human, tend to play stuff in our head, our memories over and over. We play the good memories over and over, which kind of makes us, hold on to something that's not necessarily good. And then we kind of play the bad memories that also is not good for your health mentally, because it kind of holds you back from moving forward. But as far as them, being wasted, no. Because I think we learn from all of them, and it's almost protecting in a way. Our memories protect us, right? But time is wasted, and you do not get that back. And I think that is what hurts a lot. And I don't think that people realize that. And I'm not saying you have to be mean.
Right.
It's the right way to do everything, but it's time that you don't get back. You just don't get that back.
Or is it just time is more valuable than memories?
No, you just don't get time back.
You never get time back.
Period.
The memories thing, man. It's like, I take that out of my mind. Shh. Go somewhere.
Yeah, don't do that.
Keep it and learn from it. All right, we got it. All right, so how do we improve compatibility? How do we improve compatibility with our partner or spouse? What are some of the things that we can do? I hear you. I'm listening. Active listening, guys. Active listening is one. When you're communicating, make sure you're communicating effectively, right? So active listening. Repeat what the person said. Sometimes say, "Hey, I hear you're saying this, and is this what you mean?" And sometimes, we tend to, when we're talking to someone, they'll say something and we're unsure. Even with friends, they'll say something we're unsure. We think they mean something, but we're like, when we walk away, we're like, I wonder what that really meant. Those are the things that I catch it right there. And instead of walking away and thinking, what did that person really mean? Or what did my spouse really mean when he said that? Stop. Give me some clarity on that, so that you don't spend time wasting time trying to figure it out, trying to find out the connotation behind it, trying to evaluate the whole situation, where all you had to do was just ask. And then so many relationships get severed, or a lot of arguments start when people aren't actively listening. Yeah.
Yes, and also on the receiving end, of the active listening on the other side, when the person is asking you to explain because they don't understand, the ability to explain yourself and not get defensive because you have to explain yourself.
I don't have to explain myself to you.
Yeah, not only that, yeah, that is, but also, if your response is like, you don't understand what I said, or why don't you understand what I said, or I can't believe I have to explain this to you again, or just all no.
That's easy to say too.
Yeah.
Even if you said it before, obviously that person either wasn't listening, didn't care, or really didn't understand.
Or just simply
did not
understand.
Didn't understand.
For whatever reason, they just don't get it.
Yeah.
That's, just explain it. So the ability to be able to explain yourself, whether you have to use simpler words or whether you have to use more convoluted words, or if you have to use metaphors or visual aids.
Just get it straightened out.
Yes, right. Yeah. Be able to receive and give it back.
And then they'll say, oh, you're being condescending. Like, wait a minute, no. You didn't understand what I said. So now I have to spell it out for you in ABC.
Which is okay.
So accept it. Don't get mad. Interesting. Active listening. Hey, how about small acts of surprises? Do something spontaneous for the person. This is one of the ways to improve compatibility. Do something that the person likes. Yeah. If they like to receive chocolate or eat chocolate or flowers, and even though it's not Mother's Day or a birthday or a special day, every day is a special day, right? But surprise them with something. Surprise them with that. Fill up their car with gas. That's not the other one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, just fill up my car with gas. I love that. Fill my car with gas. Yeah. But these small little acts of kindness, bring a gift, surprise somebody with dinner, surprise them with dinner. Or I cooked, or let's go out to eat, or let's just not do anything today. Let's just have a movie night. These are the things that can improve.
Yeah, when you first said it, and my first thought was no. That does not make you more compatible. No, seriously, what? But then when I mulled it around in my head some more and really think about it, I can see how that could make two people more compatible, because it will give the other person that you're compatible with the idea that, oh, this person is listening. Oh, this person does care about me because you're doing this thing that that I like, and therefore we're compatible because you're taking the time to listen if that's what I need. Are you taking the time to do something for me? Are you taking the time to do some active service? Are you taking the time to just simply do something that I like? And then I, in turn, am able to do that for you too. And I think that would make the people more compatible. Yeah.
It works.
It does work. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Speaking to their love language. Speaking to them in the way that they want to be received.
I kind of wonder if there's compatible love languages. Like if it is the two love languages are the same between two people, and that must make them compatible, or if you have two different love languages that are two people with two different love languages that are not compatible. Like, are there love languages that are not compatible? Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I know what you're saying. So I would think from what I've read.
Yeah.
So we have there are five love languages.
Yeah.
So if say acts of service is your number 5, and I mean we all have a little bit of each, or dominant ones are 1 and 2, right? So we all have one of each, and our dominant ones are 1 and 2. Quality time. What's another one? Quality time. Gifts. That's my thing. Okay, so gift and quality time. If my thing at the end is act of service, and you want to do active service for me, and there's no quality time, even though active service can have quality time, but you're not spending quality time, you just real time versus quality time. You might give me time, but not quality time. And I'm like, wait a minute, I want quality time, but you're giving me active service. And it's just like, wait, I appreciate what you do, but we're not speaking to each other in the way that I want to be communicated to. Like you might think, well, that's the way I want to be treated, but is it the way that I want to be treated? You like that. Like you would like acts of service. But if I'm saying, hey, I like quality time, and you're giving me my active service because that's what you need for you, and you're not like, meeting the needs of my quality time,
Then you're not.
then you're not. Because then it's like, wait a minute, we're serving each other here, but not in the way that other person needs. We're serving the person in our own need and not their need. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's how I think that works.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think that works.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah. But they do all come together, and they do, and I think that's why they're five, and they all work together. And then there's a test. You can take the quiz and then see where your numbers are as opposed to your partner's numbers, and then kind of merge them and see where you fall in the middle, right? So that's the thing. Being mindful is another one, and not being judgmental in the person's choices, in the way that the person is. Just accepting that individual for who they are, and that can increase compatibility. Yeah. Being mindful, and you're just like, hey, I don't like the way you do this, or I don't like the way you do that. Find something that you do like.
I would
Right?
hope so.
Find something that you do like. Hey, I like when you take out the trash, or I like when you, I don't know, feed the dog, whatever, right? I like when you decide that we need to just go take a drive, right? So whatever it is that you like, zone in on that. And even, that's whatever you highlight is usually what you get. If you highlight it, you get more of it than the other thing. So highlight the positive. When you highlight the positive, then you'll get more positive. If you're always consistently downing that person, putting the person down, and highlighting the negative things that you don't like, that doesn't boost anyone's ego. That doesn't increase anyone's pride, their sense of security. That only dwindles it all down and decreases the compatibility level that you're trying to achieve. And you might think, hey, you know what? If I tell them that I don't like it, or if I tell her I don't like it, they'll change. But it's okay. What don't you like about what I do? And then is there something that we can do to change it, fix it, alter it? But they can't all be, there's not all bad in it. So, check into it. Be mindful of what you say, how you say it, and put yourself in that other person's shoes and see, if they spoke to you like that, would you like that? And does that build or decrease or destroy the communication and the relationship that you're trying to build?
Yes, I would say that being mindful of each other's likes and dislikes would make you more compatible, because in essence you'd be learning about the other person when you take the time to be mindful of the things they like or don't like.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're looking at compatibility. We're looking at what it is and how to improve it. We're like, hey, if you have shared values and shared goals, then we know that is good. But what are signs of not being compatible? So now you're in this relationship and you're like, wait a minute, ding, ding, ding. All these flags are going off, right? Whether they're gray, whether they're red, but flags are going off and they're not all green. And you're like, well, stop, check. what's going on here, right? So if you notice that you're always having a conflict or a fight for whatever reason, maybe there's something going on that is causing you not to be compatible. Now, at this point now, the chemistry's has died down, I'm sure. But you have to work on keeping and maintaining your chemistry, okay? But let's talk about that. Having consistent conflicts in a relationship. How can that really break down the union that you're trying to build? And that does show that you're not compatible. You're always fussing at each other.
You're always fighting? Yeah, definitely. I agree. That would definitely be a sign that you're not compatible. But then I also wonder, at what point do you realize that we're always fighting about something? And do you step away from always fighting because you're not compatible? Or do you turn on and say, well, let's figure out why it is that we're fighting? What are we fighting about all of the time? And then see if we can fix that, and see if maybe that would heal not being compatible because you're always fighting all the time. But like you said, Kimone, it could be something like difference in opinion or values, and maybe that is the core of why you're fighting and therefore not compatible. I think people just fight.
People just love to argue and fight and get across. They just want to say something, right?
Yeah.
All right, Claire, wrong feel is on. Thank you. Thank you. How you doing?
How you doing?
Pamela Forbes, love you. She said, hi, ladies. All right, Pamela Forbes says, do you ladies think if you meet someone and like them, do you think we should try and change them? Oh, wow.
Oh, gosh. Anyone who's seen this show? Take it away.
Oh, my God.
Take it away. I'm going to sit back on this one.
Oh, listen. Trying to change someone? Okay. It's a tricky question. That's a tricky question for me because it's a tricky question. Trying to change them, I would say you don't try to change someone. You don't try to change someone.
I got something on that.
But that's what I'm saying. It's tricky. So listen, I think you don't try to change someone. You can try to elevate them. You could try to help them to get to where they're going. Like if you meet someone and you're like, hey, you know what? I don't go to church, or they're like, hey, I don't smoke. I don't know. Let's just say I smoke, and you're like, hey, smoking is bad for you, right? And it's a bad habit, and you help me to get out of that habit. Then fine, and then that's a good thing, right? So you're changing the person by helping them in a good sense. All right. So if that individual is agnostic, doesn't know God, doesn't believe in God, then if you want to get into it and say, hey, you can try and introduce them to the Lord, and if they don't want the Lord, then you can go your separate ways. Definitely not compatible there. All right, but you can try to help them. All right, so say the person doesn't like to cook or likes to cook, right? And you're like, hey, let's cook together. You try to help them and you do things together, then that's fine. Or you could just say, you know what, that person just doesn't cook because, hey, I don't clean. And we just know that, we have our own thing that we really love and we just accept it. But I think that when two people come together and they are building together and they want to grow together, the goal should be, hey, you know what? Let's see what works for us and compromise and then move on. What you think?
I think, Pamela Forbes, thank you so much for your comment.
Yes.
Welcome. So, Kimone said that you shouldn't try to change the person, right? I would say that you can't change the person. You just can't. Period. Don't even try. You like them, that's wonderful. That's the chemistry part. But you can't change anyone. Change for them has to be on their own. It has to be like if your heart is hard for whatever reason, you have to have a heart change for it to soften, right? And the best thing that you can do, if you think that person needs to change, is to show them you're a beautiful light.
Right.
And maybe they'll make some changes because they'll see how happy, good, together, whatever you are. And they may be drawn to that and want to emulate that. And they might reach out to you to help them change because of the light that they see in you,
Mm-hmm.
right? But try to change them? No. You are in control of yourself. So you can change yourself. And that's the only thing you can do is change yourself. Even in
change yourself. That's a big one.
Even in the hardest relationship.
Yeah.
It's not the focus for you to change that person. It's for you to change yourself.
I agree.
That would foster change, or you hope that it would foster change in that person when they see the change in you, right? So, no, you can't change anybody.
Yeah.
Can't. Don't even try. And as it relates to compatibility, if you can see up in the beginning with all of that wonderful butterflies and chemistry and liking feeling, it's so giddy and beautiful and and all of that, if you can like try to temper that a little bit and really see the small little things like the smoking that might bother you, the chewing tobacco, the drinking that might bother you. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm not saying especially having an occasional drink here or there is bad. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
But if you see those kind of things and you know that you are not, you won't be agreeable to that kind of stuff, then just don't. Like them from afar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like you. Yeah, we like is beautiful.
Like it's beautiful.
I like a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. But you don't have to jump into something and then turn around and say, oh, well, I'm going to try to change you. No.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It's just a more waste of time when you can find 10 other people that don't do those things that you don't have to change. And you can still control yourself and make better changes in yourself that person can see and want to do with you.
That's good. That's good. Veronica Ellis, mother, love you, love you, love you. All right, I see you. All right.
Hi, mommy.
All right. So, woo-wee. I like that. I hope that answered your question.
I hope so too, Pamela. I think Pamela should be one of our honorary members.
Yes.
Because I find that you are on and we love you.
Yes. Yes. She already know. You already know. Yeah, I know. All right. All right. So another thing it would be signs of not being compatible is a lack of emotional intimacy, where you both are just like not able to delve into your inner feelings and connect and be honest and be upfront. And physical intimacy, we already know that. But emotionally, when you connect, that's a strong bond as well that is needed. And if you don't have that, that's going to be a sign that, we're probably not compatible. Emotional connectivity could be even you start finishing each other's sentences, or you just connect on a level that's just like, hey, you feel me, like we don't even have to say it, and you already know what I'm thinking, or you already know what I'm feeling, or you see me press back, draw back, and you're just like, hey, I can ID that something happened, or there's a change, or there's a shift, right? When you're in tune, when you're attuned and in tune with your partner, that causes the increase in the compatibility. But if you're not, you don't care, you don't even look at the small things, then that decreases the compatibility level for the two people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
All right. Having different long-term goals. Hey, I want to be married forever with our relationship, and you just want to hang out forever. I mean, that's never gonna work. because now, and so many people, they date for like 5 years, 7 years, and they're waiting for this man. Typically, it's the woman waiting for the man, and nothing. And the man knows that this woman wants to be married. I mean, you're already living together and doing everything like a couple, but the man is just like, right? So if you find yourself in a and sometimes a man will promise a woman, say, hey, we're going to get married in 4 years. Let's just see how this all works out. And in 4 years, we're going to plan it. And, we're engaged. And some people might even put a ring on and say we're engaged and have this long-term engagement just to kind of pacify the woman to say, well, I gave an engagement ring. It shows my love and my commitment is coming. It shows my commitment to you now. Just keep waiting. Just hold on. What's the rush? So if you don't have the long-term goals that are the same, then that can cause a problem. And that's just one of them. Another, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
It is so important, like we said before on the Positive Forces show, but as it relates directly to compatibility, that you're able to check in with each other. Yeah. Because we have to get to the representative, and then after we peel away the representative, then the real work begins.
Yeah.
But you have to, of course, like Kimone said, really be on the same page as far as if you're dating to be in a long-term relationship, or if you're dating for marriage, because there's so many different ways that things look like now, right? But do not go in thinking that you have the butterflies and everything's great and dandy and we get along so well, and he does not want to get married because he doesn't want to. And you want to get married, and you just assume that because you're together, that at some point it's going to turn into marriage. It might never turn into marriage because you guys didn't talk about it to see if he even grew up in a family that his parents were married, or if he has aspirations to be married, or if he grew up in a family where his parents were not married, but he always knew he wanted to be because his best friend's family was married. He thought it was beautiful. Yeah. But these are the things that you really need to discuss and get into and check in to see if you still feel that way. What if, a year down the road, you went in, the woman, thinking that you wanted to be married, and then a year later, you don't want to be married. Because you just don't want to. Yeah. Remember, women have choices. Yeah. Or what if you know that you're with this man and he is and you already have 2 kids or 1 kid, and he has no children, and he wants to have children. Do you see my face? Now that's not right. Yes.
Yeah. And some women will do that. Yeah. As a man, I'm gonna have a child for you, and every time they're taking pills and on the sly, and the poor man is like, hey, what am I doing wrong? Right. Well, let's go check it out, and lying,
or stringing him along, thinking that I'm gonna wear her down. We're gonna have a baby. And you know that you are tired. You don't want to do the diaper changing again. Yeah. Be upfront and say that. Yeah. 1 or 2 things are going to happen. He's either going to accept that you don't want to have kids, and he's okay with it, or he's gonna say no. But do not let him decide that he's going to change your mind. Do the check-ins. Do not let her think that you are going to change your mind and marry her. And do not let him think that he's going to change your mind and have a child. Okay? Don't do it. You're going to end up miserable. Trying to warn you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Claudette said, happy Saturday, lady. Congratulations, Miss Kate. Congratulations. Oh, congratulations. Thank you. I posted that. I got Teacher of the Month. So
nice.
Yeah. Good job. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. All right, Pamela Forbes said, some of us have to get the courage to just walk away if it's not working for us as an individual, man or woman. Having the courage to walk away. What do you think about that? Thank you for that, Pamela.
Thank you very much, Pamela. I think that it is very hard to have the courage to walk away. And it really has to do with your inside, how you feel on the inside, right? Do you feel like if you leave that you won't find someone else?
Mm.
Are you okay that if you do leave and you're not with anyone else for a while, are you okay being by yourself?
Yeah.
You know, that is a very, very important point. You know, having the courage to walk away,
Mhm.
having the courage to know that at a minimum you're going to be okay,
Yeah.
and being okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes people that are not in compatible relationships stay, because you're thinking, you know, how am I going to make it by myself?
Mm.
And that deals with how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
In essence, how do you feel about you?
Yeah.
You know, which is very important to feel good about yourself, because once you get into a relationship, it turns into you and the other person, right? And marriage, it turns into just this, not even you and the other person. It's this whole new entity that you've created, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, being the courage to walk away is started with how you feel about yourself. How do you feel about you being by yourself? How do you feel about you? That's very important.
Yeah. How do you feel about you, and what is it that you'll tolerate?
Yeah.
John Williams, how you doing, sister?
What you
Thank you for being on. All right. So you know, it's what you feel about you. Like,
Yeah.
how much do you love you? Because so many people will compromise their time, compromise their dignity, compromise everything just so that they can be in a relationship. And you said having the word courage, having the courage to step away. That's a strong word when you're talking about relationship. I think the courage to step away can come from, all right, the courage sounds like that's not a short-term relationship. That's not a fresh new relationship. The courage to step away, all right, you know, we've developed something. We've grown. We've been together for a while.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was thinking to myself, these thoughts pop into my head. I'm thinking that even if it is fresh, for some people it will be hard to have the courage to walk away. Because some people, the people pleasers of the world, don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. And when you see this person giving in a lot, and you may not be ready to give all of that, that in itself needs a lot of courage to walk away, because you're in essence hurting someone else's feelings. Right?
Yeah.
So,
long term.
Yeah.
But trust yourself.
Short term.
Trust yourself.
Yeah.
Long term meaning if you stay in it and you know time has gone by and you make this person feel like everything's gonna be Gucci and it's not, like that does hurt. And in your mind you're just like, this is not gonna work. Well, you know, say it up front. This is not gonna work. Yeah. So if you have the courage to walk away from a short term, do it. If you need to walk away, especially if the person is abusive. When I hear the word courage, I think like something drastic. Okay, somebody's abusive to you. You know, yeah. But if you're emotionally abused, financially abused, physically abused, whatever abuse is coming on or is going on, you should have the courage to step away from it. Pamela said, what is better, staying in a relationship that you are not happy or being unhappy by yourself for a while? Staying in a relationship that you're not happy or being unhappy by yourself for a while. I am choosing to be unhappy by myself for a while. It's the worst thing to be with somebody that you're not happy with. I love my peace, so I'm saying I'd rather be unhappy by myself for a while, and like you said, for a while, than be with somebody long term and be unhappy, or even short term and be unhappy. That's my answer. Yes. What's your answer?
So it's better to be unhappy for a while, because we
By
know
yourself.
by yourself.
Okay.
Because we know that that doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
There is going to be a point that you're going to turn around that unhappy corner. But also realize that sometimes when you're by yourself, that you are instantaneously happy once it happens. Because for some people, it's like a weight lift off of your shoulder of unhappiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's something that you're allowing somebody else to put upon you. Oh,
yeah.
Woo! No.
It of course it's different when you're the person that's walking away.
Yeah.
Because when you're the person that's walking away, you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not just doing it.
Yeah.
You
Right.
are ready.
Mhm.
So there really is no unhappiness unless you decide to hold on to the bad memories. Yeah.
That's good. When you're the one that's ready to walk away. So the person that's doing the behavior or whatever it is that's causing the unhappiness in the marriage or the relationship, sometimes they're doing it on purpose. Sometimes they don't care. Sometimes they're trying to fix it. Right? So, and then it's like, okay, do I now use my time and wait for you to try to fix something that I think that you should have gotten already? Or
that's a big deal right there.
Yeah. Like, how long does it take for you to do that? And you know it, and you consistently go back to or revert to the old. Somebody you can talk to, you can a man or a woman, you can talk to them about a behavior, and they'll change, and you're like, oh my God, they're changing
for a week.
Give them 2 weeks. You give them a week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, within a week and a half. They go back and you're like, okay, you really wasn't doing this because you're changing or you're really, but then you're just doing it because of me and now you're back to being that again. And that's very frustrating. I know that's frustrating for sure. So I think that being unhappy, and if you're unhappy by yourself, that's something to look at. That's something to look into.
Yeah, what is
Why
that?
would you be unhappy by yourself? Now, being unhappy with yourself and being lonely, that's different.
Yeah, being alone and being lonely is
different. Being alone and lonely is different.
Yeah.
But to be unhappy with yourself, if you're unhappy with yourself, I would expect the other person to be unhappy with you too.
Now, now changing the word also changes the context.
Yeah.
Because being happy, Pamela said unhappy by yourself.
Unhappy, okay, by yourself.
Unhappy with yourself.
It's different.
It's different.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. So you said unhappy by yourself. Okay,
yeah.
So my fault.
No. What you said is also good. So it's no fault or anything.
Yeah, but unhappy by yourself.
Unhappy by yourself and unhappy with yourself.
That's different.
Yeah, are different, but they're both good.
They're both good.
Yeah.
Unhappy by myself.
Unhappy by yourself. Would you really be unhappy by yourself? If you're the one walking away, would you really be unhappy by yourself?
But what if it's not a situation where you're walking away? You're just not in a relationship and you're by yourself. You're single.
Yeah,
so you're single and you're like, hey,
whole crazy world of singledom.
Yeah, so you're single and you're like, I'm not happy being single. I'm not happy being by myself. I'm not happy not having a spouse or a partner.
I'm not happy being with someone.
Yeah.
It's more of unhappy by yourself.
Yeah. I would rather be.
Which we kind of talked about.
Yeah.
Unhappy with yourself also needs to be examined with yourself.
What's going on? Trauma situations that might be brewing. Yeah. Well, thank you, Pamela.
But I still prefer to be unhappy by myself than in an unhappy relationship.
Yeah.
And an unhappy relationship is a whole new, a whole side of just unhappiness.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word or phrase. You're with somebody and you feel alone. You're with somebody and you feel abused. You're with somebody and you're fighting all the time. I mean, all of that is unhappy and stressful. At least by yourself, you're not
taking on that extra weight.
Right. Feeling alone and with someone. Okay, you feel alone. You're by yourself. Yeah, that makes sense. Right?
Because even if you're with that person and you're still feeling alone, that's worse. Yeah. You're taking on additional baggage. You're climbing up, you're hiking now, you're climbing up that mountain.
Yeah, you just climbed up Mount Everest.
Why? I want to have it with myself.
Get up there and not be able to breathe because the altitude's too high and nose you got frostbite. I'm going on a rabbit hole, but yeah.
For sure. Awesome question. You leave someone, okay, Pamela said, you leave someone you were in a relationship with, there's going to be some sadness. Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course there will be. Yes. Yeah. Not to make light of it, but yeah, there will be some sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I'm sad I wasted all my time. No. But that would be wonderful. That'd be one of them.
Sadness of all of the hopes that you had in the relationships that are now gone because you guys didn't work out. Yeah. And then of course I find that sadness is brought also when you realize the time that you've wasted. Yeah. All this unnecessary memories. Yeah. No, not unnecessary. I'm gonna change your mind on that one. No, all the memories are necessary. I'm gonna change your mind. The loss of time and all of the bad time that you spent together. Yeah. That's sad. It's sad that, you know what, we couldn't make it through it. We couldn't make it through. You know, we have the hopes and aspirations. Yeah, it's almost like a failure. Yeah, it's a failure. And no one likes to fail. Knowing that is sad and sad. Yeah, but there's happiness in failures because you don't want to waste time with something that's not working. So just be happy. Final thoughts, guys. Final thoughts. What? So she made Camille said, so that's where the unhappiness comes from. Okay. Yeah. So leaving the person, breaking up, and then you have unhappiness by yourself. Is what I'm getting. Because now you're single, the relationship didn't work out, so now you're unhappy by yourself. No, now I'm happy that I'm no longer with that. No, I understand that. Yeah, but that takes time to get through. Yeah. You know, that's what healing. Yeah, just reflection. Healing time. If anything, it's a good time to spend more time with you. Mm-hmm. You know, healing and reflecting. And some people like to just jump back in there, which I don't recommend. No, but you know, maybe hanging out with your friend is not a bad thing. Right, hanging out with alleviate some of that unhappiness. Yeah. Because and then it could get into the rebound situation where you with this person now on a rebound, and that's not fair to that person unless they want to be taken advantage of. But that's not really fair to them. Bobby, how you doing, sir? Well, yes, my neighbor. All right. Welcome. Yeah. So, unhappiness. That's a good word. That's a strong word too. That's just a part of it. But it's all a part of life. And it doesn't last forever. It doesn't last forever. And you have to go through it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But final thought. So this is the part that I dislike the most. I love the time that we come together and chop it up and you guys give us your comments and we get to talk about it. I love our topics. I love spending time with you guys, but I always love the part where we have to leave. I know. So my final thought is this week, let's just continue to move through these coming weeks that are left in May so that we can finish strong and then have a restart for the next month. Summer vacation is coming, let's get our minds together to be ready for the break that we're going to have. Yes. Us with kids, us without kids, because summer is a fun time. Book some vacations, do some stuff that would help you love on yourself more. Mm-hmm. So let's just continue this week to push through the May and remember to finish strong. All right. I can't believe we're already in May. Like we're pretty much almost half the year already has gone by. And, look back into, the things that you've chosen in your relationship. Look back at the relationship that
you're in. Look into it. Look back from January, the start of the new year, and to now, and evaluate it. Evaluate yourself. Evaluate, where you're going. Think that through first, and then come together with your partner. Talk to your partner and say, "Hey, let's check in." Make sure you're checking in with your partner. Make sure you're checking in with your partner. You don't want to evolve and grow and keep doing the things that you're doing, and the partner is changing, and the partner is expecting something different, and you're just like, wait a minute, I didn't know. So check-ins are very important. Please, please, please check in. You want to make sure that you maintain compatibility in your relationship. Check in with your person. Make sure that you're still pleasing them. Make sure they're still happy and they still like you. That's important, guys. You want to be able to like the person that you're with. Love them, you have to, but you don't have to like them, right? So you want to make sure that you like the person you are with. Guys, have a fantastic rest of the weekend and week that is coming. Reggae Global Radio, Zion Highness Radio, You Choose Radio Family. We love you guys. Viscosity Blend. Have a fantastic, fantastic time. Keep it locked with us each and every Saturday, 4 to 5 p.m. and Sundays from 6 to 7 a.m. Talk to you later.
I want to say, Pamela, enjoy the barbecue.
Hey, enjoy the barbecue, Pamela. All right, guys. You guys take care.